because it's, obviously I'm not not obviously, but in fact I'm not a Muslim myself, and so it sounds a little bit sort of like them and us. But we have to explore these issues, and I think it's up to non-Muslims as well to say, well, this problem is our problem. It's not just, Muslims have got a problem, leave it to the Muslims to talk about it. It's a general problem. So now I'm going to move on and ask a very silly question. Have you noticed, any Islamophobia in Tower Hamlets? There's a lot of Muslims in the Labour Party, possibly even the majority, and a third of the local population in Tower Hamlets is Muslim. So can there really be a problem even somewhere like Tower Hamlets?
Tower Hamlets has always been a hotbed of racism, we know from the history. And Labour Party has its fair share of these incidents. I, as a Muslim, I speak to people on a regular basis, and I did my own survey, regardless of this survey that was done recently. And a lot of people actually, until now, did not have. They felt they didn't have the voice. They were sort of suffering in silence. I've had people come up to me and say to me they felt very intimidated. Like when they go to meetings, people aren't welcoming. People make indirect comments. These are the things that really concern a lot of people in Tower Hamlets, and a lot of people have been discouraged from sort of becoming members or even attending meetings. I know a lot of people who've come up to me since I've become active in the party, and they say, "Oh, look, Islamophobia, racism is rife in the party. So why should I actually join a racist party?" But personally, I was able to sort of convince a lot of people to come, because the only way we can change things is through participation in a political field. Like, if you don't actually become a member of the party, how can you change things? So
exactly. But Rule, is it people feel an unwelcomeness and anti-Muslimness and Islamophobia in what the Labour Party does in its sort of political behaviour with the voters, or is it actually internally in terms of its behaviour towards its own members?
Yeah, both. I would say both. Like even the members are, a lot of the times you find that members they feel uncomfortable, they feel intimidated because of indirect comments or gestures that are made towards them. We see, Misha mentioned earlier on, high caliber figures, like they tweet Islamophobic tweets. We've seen this in the past, and not many people have actually faced up to them. So that's one of the reasons. And also the party, I feel it's about time. These findings are quite damning for the Labour Party, and a clear process map on how to tackle this issue needs to be shown to party members. We need clear commitments from Keir Starmer and Angela Rayner and the senior Labour Party leadership team to root out this problem of Islamophobia from the Labour Party.
Excellent.
I feel that both the party hasn't done enough. The party has taken the Muslim vote for granted for too long. It's about time the party takes action, takes this issue seriously. And like we know from history, the Muslims have always, the majority of the Muslims have always actually supported the party, regardless of whether the party was in power or not. Even now, a general survey was done recently, and it proved that majority of the Muslims still actually, after all these findings, still support this party because they feel this party represents them better than any other parties that are
I think
out
there's maybe a correlation between sort of class, which essentially is when we say poverty, that's what we mean, isn't it? Class. And voting intentions and people, the working class people looking for a party. And perhaps now the issue of racism in that party and the need for anti-racism in the party is now coming forward and getting mixed up in the class issue, much as in the 1980s, the issue of women in the party was much discussed amid some